Welcome back to day 7 of our 30-day decluttering challenge, and today we are decluttering the pantry. If you don't have a pantry, just pick the cabinets where you store your food. This house, it's like almost 40 years old. It didn't have a pantry. The cupboard doors were really small. So what we did is we knocked a hole in the wall and we had a custom little pantry built that slid into the wall and took advantage of some unused space in our home, but it still isn't huge and it's all we have, so I don't have a lot of bulk items. This pantry is generally not that full, but what I am going to do is go through and find the food. Even though we have this space for it, I'm going to find the food that we're not going to eat, like the anchovies. Why did Joe buy anchovies? I don't know. Or all those times where I'm like, I'm gonna be healthy and I buy a bunch of healthy soup. Healthy soup's disgusting. I'm gonna donate any food that is unopened and still good to my local food bank. And I'm also gonna get rid of anything that's expired that I'm holding on to, like stale crackers and things that we have purchased that we just don't like, that we're just not going to eat. Those are the type of things that I'm going to purge right now. So it only took about 5 minutes to find a ton of things to donate to my local food bank. And I also found a lot of things that, though they were open, were not loving them. So I was able to let those go. And the end result is a much more spacious pantry. I can actually see what we have and access it easily. And I wanted to talk for a minute about organization. I use a lot of these wire dollar store organizers for cans, both the can dispenser and the tiered rack. They're perfect for deep cabinets like this, so you can see everything you have and really access it. I also like using these dollar store containers for crackers. Having a pullout for the bread means I actually have a spot to store the bread and the spreads, getting it off of my counter. I took a few seconds just to organize the other food areas, the baking cupboard and the snack cupboard. So what are you waiting for? Set your timer for 15 minutes today and purge your pantry. So thank you guys so much. For those of you who have stayed to the end, I want to share another life lesson with you. So I just got my first vehicle when I was 25. All by myself, I bought a white pickup truck and it was awesome. And I felt like, yeah, girl power in my white pickup truck, and I got flower covered seats and a flower, steering wheel cover, and I got these big flower stickers that I put on the side, and it was super adorable. And so my first day bringing it home, I lived with Joe's parents. They had a basement apartment that I rented, and I borrowed some of their wax because I'm like, I'm waxing my brand new car that I just picked up today. New to me anyways. And so I grabbed their wax, and it was just like car wax. And my sister was over and she helped me, and we covered our rags and we rubbed it all over the entire truck, as you do. I didn't really read the directions because who needs directions? Waxing, you rub it on, you let it dry for a little while, you buff it off. Isn't that how you wax a car? So anyways, I let it sit, we were chatting, maybe it was an hour or so, it was like really dried on there. And then when I went to go buff it off, it didn't come off. It sort of came off, but the whole truck was stained pink. Like, it was like pink, which you think a pink truck sounds adorable, but it wasn't a uniformly pink. It was like smeary pink, and every single scratch, ding, every nick was bright red. So you couldn't buff, they were bright red. Bright red. I just thought wax was colored. Like, I've seen my stepdad use turtle wax before, which was like a light blue. So when I was pouring this wax onto the cloth and it was bright red, I just thought that was the color of the wax. Right? No. Turns out it's a color care wax, specifically for red vehicles, which Joe's parents had. And it's meant to dye the car so it fills in all the scratches. And my pink truck, my brand new baby, I totally wrecked it the first day I had it, the first hour I had it, because of course I did, right? I mean, are you surprised? I'm not either. So what I had to do was buy a paint stripper, and I had to strip the paint off the truck. It turned out fine in the end. I mean, a lot of the white paint came off along with the pink, but eventually, after hours and hours and hours of stripping it, it looked okay. Never as shiny and beautiful as I first got it, but at least it wasn't splotchy pink anymore. So, lesson learned, when you go to buy wax at the store, make sure you're not getting the color care wax. They actually make wax specifically for some colored cars, and it will dye your car a different color. So don't do it. You're welcome. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.